Hello Reddit, my name is Wybuth, and today we will be sending a satellite to Duna. Now this is just a regular sort of communication satellite. I already have two in orbit right now. One's around Kerbin in a polar orbit, and another is around Lathe, which I probably would have recorded and showed you guys that mission. But sadly, it took a really long time. Basically, let's see, what all did I have to do? Everything was pretty normal. But I did have a nuclear engine for the second stage, which I'm going to have today, and it took an incredibly long time to do the burns for that, and even longer for all of the plane corrections and stuff that I had to do while getting around Jewel. Speaking of Jewel, where is Jewel? It might be behind Lathe. But it took a really long time. I mean, probably 2 hours just of trying to get myself in orbit around Jewel. Lathe. But, let's see, where are we? Yep, it's right behind it. But here we are, 500 by, well, almost 500 orbit. But anyways, this is the satellite we're going to be using, although I do have Communicatron 16s when I really should have had Communicatron 8s. So facepalm on me for doing that, because now we're too far away from Kerbin, and probably they can't get all the pretty pictures we're taking because it's not long range enough. So I'll go in and edit that, but meanwhile I'm just going to go ahead and show you some of the other stuff we have here. 3 lights, we can turn them on now, although they're not going to make much of a difference. They sort of eat up the power, so I'm not going to use them for too much. But we have 1x6 solar panels, 400, I think, 400 volt batteries there, and xenon gas and the ion engine, which has been a real trooper in getting me here. Took a long time, as I said, but it's really nice. So today we're going to be putting one of those around Duna. Don't want to end the flight. Well, of course I can't. But before, I've been a real idiot and ended flights like that. But we're going to go ahead and strap on some other science equipment to this probe, since I completely forgot to do that, and go ahead and change the Communicatron 16s to Communicatron 8s, so we can actually get the pictures we're taking. And then we'll go ahead and launch it and put it in orbit around Duna. So let's load the Mark II. The Mark I is just for getting into Kerbit and Moon and maybe Minmus orbit. It's just, well, you'll see in a minute, but I have 5 Rockomax orange tanks, the 64 tanks, and these are asparagus staged. So they are very, well, they're more efficient. They're not very efficient. But with the Mark I did not have this nuclear engine and the Rockomax 32 tank, so it would just get into Kerbin or Moon orbit and then just drop this tank off, and then you just have the satellite like you saw orbiting around Lathe and use the ion engine to make small corrections. But since we're going interplanetary, we've got the nuclear engine and this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and change these to Communicatron 8s, and then we'll add some stuff like maybe a thermometer or some nice stuff like that. Oh, 8888, that's what it's called. But yeah, that's long range, and that's moderate range. Yeah. Alright, so angle snap there. Let's get 3 of them. Zoom in just a bit so we can see what we're doing better, because it's a really small probe, actually. I am using the Stay Putnik. No mods. Completely vanilla here. I know a lot of people like to use MechJeb and stuff just to get them into a better orbits and stuff like that, but I feel like that sort of takes the challenge out. And now I have to add these to the action group. I have action group 1 for these solar panels, action group 3 for the lights, which I really don't even need, but I'm just going to have on there anyways, because they're really only useful unless you're docking. I mean, they're really only useful if you're docking. Alright, accelerometer, I guess we could get that. Thermometer. Barometer, we're not really going to be going into the atmosphere, so I'm not going to add that, but I'll put on the negative gravioli detector, whatever that is, and the thermometer and double C accelerometer. I'm sure someone somewhere will be able to make use of all the data that gives us. But anyways, accelerometer, we'll put that right there. Turn around again. I hope these antennas don't hit our lights or anything. That would be bad. May go ahead and test that while we're on the launch pad. Gravioli detector. Sounds delicious. And then the thermometer, which I guess since we're not even going to be going into the atmosphere, we won't really need, but we might get something. Ooh, that's weird. You can actually see through it. Huh. No, you can't. But that was kind of neat. Anyway, we'll save that and launch. And while we're on the launch pad, I'm just going to go ahead and test those Communicatron 88s. And then we'll launch. Now this is my second time recording because the first time, well, I got all the way into an escape trajectory for Kerbin, and then I was going to time accelerate for a long time. Can we page up? No, maybe not. I was going to time accelerate for a really long time until we got about 30 degrees behind, what's its name, Duna. But then I went back just to look at the video, and I figured out we had really bad lag problems. That looks fine, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Or no, wait, no, I'm not. Wait, can we retract these? Don't tell me, are we going to have to, don't tell me we're going to have to start this over. We're going to have to start it over. Revert flight to launch. Okay, but anyways, second time recording because the first time we had really bad frame rate issues, and my speech was about 15 seconds ahead of the video, which is never really good. So I'm doing this for the second time. And I've actually sent one of these probes to Duna before on a friend's machine. So now I'm just going to go ahead and record myself doing it. I'm just doing a bunch of pre-flight preparation stuff. Okay, so I think we're ready now. I'm going to turn SAS on and all of that good stuff. And let's go. I hope you guys can hear my microphone over the sound of the engines because they are really loud. Notice I'm using skippers here instead of mainsails because even though the mainsails are way more powerful, I just really don't like throttling back during launch because that's always a little bit scary. And I need them to be going full throttle, especially when I detach this first stage of asparagus staging, because the thrust-to-weight ratio actually becomes less than 1 when I do that, but it quickly becomes greater than 1 when we burn just a little bit of fuel in these. But it would be kind of bad if we started going back down. But once we get to 150 meters per second, well actually no, that's for the second stage. For the first one I'm going to go a little over 150, even though you're not really supposed to do that, just because our thrust-to-weight ratio goes down and we're probably going to drop below 150 once we detach these. It's not going to be a big deal, but after that, I'm going to keep it at 150 until 10,000 meters, which probably around the time I have to throttle back, we'll actually have to start our gravity roll, so we'll see how that all works out. Anyway, getting ready to detach the first stage, right when they burn out. Now. There we go. And you'll see we just dropped, we're now losing speed, but we'll start gaining speed again pretty soon. And now we're going faster. Let's see where we're at. 8,000. Just about right. Yeah, once we were really close to 10,000, but I'm gonna throttle back just a little bit now. That was actually really good. I got it just about right on the marker. 10,000, so yeah, that was kind of pointless. But anyway, starting the gravity roll now. Going to turn over to 45 degrees and then just hold it there. I probably should even go lower during the other parts, but I don't really do that. Yeah, we're going to get our apoapsis up to about 70,000 because we are not going to be orbiting Kerbin for any significant amount of time. So otherwise I'd put it at 100,000, but that would just be sort of a waste of fuel because we need this middle tank to circularize. Once we get out of the atmosphere, we are going to have to burn almost immediately to circularize. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, the nuclear engine doesn't have enough acceleration. Say we had a ballistic trajectory, and we wanted to circularize. Well, the nuclear engine does not have enough thrust to do that in time, and we'd end up crashing back to the surface, and it'd be pretty bad because we'd have a big waste of money. Not like the one that we put in Lathe orbit, which couldn't actually communicate with Kerbin, was a big waste of money or anything like that, though. But still, we got it around Lathe, so I'm sure we can get this one around Duna, and I've already gotten one like it around Duna before, so yeah, it's going to be pretty neat. Okay, getting ready for Phase 2 separation. There we go. Oh yeah, RCS. We have to turn RCS on because now we have lost our fins. That's weird. Usually the space station or the spacecraft sort of rolls whenever I do that, but not this time. Not that I'm complaining about that. I like that it doesn't roll because it usually throws a whole bunch of stuff off when it does. So yeah, we're gonna get up to about 71,000 meters, and then I'm gonna cut the engines and immediately drop a maneuver node because we're gonna have to burn just about immediately. So we'll do that, and even if our apo or periapsis isn't above 70,000, that's all right. We'll just drop another burn at the apoapsis after that. But it's absolutely crucial that we get into an almost stable orbit immediately, because we are going to go really, really fast around. I mean, we've already got 1,200 meters per second here, so coming up on 71,000. Liquid fuel's looking pretty good. 61, 62, 63. Almost there. And we don't really need to worry all that much about using up RCS. Here we go. Because we have plenty of it. We have a big 750 tank, and probably when we ditch the when we ditch the orange tank, we won't even need it, because in 0.21 I think the SAS power got updated for the, what's it called? Small, the probe Staputnik thing, whatever. Yes, that got updated, so it may even be able to turn the ship with the nuclear engine still on it without the power of RCS, so we may even be carrying around some dead weight. Anyway, 45 seconds. Oh crap, we need to burn now. Yeah, well, I think, yeah, you saw just how quickly that was, because we almost missed, or we would have been burning past our node there. Is RCS on? I don't even see any RCS stuff. Well, it is saying we're burning a little bit of it. Must be really tiny though, because I don't see any of the white stuff coming out of the thrusters, and they're right there. Okay, so let's adjust ourselves a little bit. We seem to have gone off the nodes slightly. That's gonna go up a little bit, and once we get there, we'll need to burn again so that we can have that above 70,000. We are now 5 seconds past the node. This should be okay. Even if we end up having to ditch this tank, which I'd rather really not do, we can still use the nuclear engine once we're in an orbit. Okay, so we are going to chase this around a little bit and stop. I think that's going to be 49,000. Alright, well, we can fix that. So let's go around here, drop something right there, pull our periaps out a little. Did I say periaps? I meant periapsis. Been watching Scott Manley too long. It's okay. I love you, Scott Manley. Alright, so orient ourselves. 20 meters per second. Should not be a problem at all. Almost on the node. Of course, it's probably going to shift just a little bit as we go around the planet, but we can take care of that later. Well, it shouldn't shift all that much. Although, I mean, even now with RCS, because we're using RCS, it's shifting even so slightly. Because it's such a small burn, RCS actually changes our thing a little bit. I think we're even... Yeah, you can see it's flipping back and forth between 48 and 49. Although that could just be a floating point error, but Could also be RCS. Anyway, so we're going to time accelerate. It says 1 second burn, so we can just hit the node, start burning right on the node, and that'll be fine. So 30, 20, 10. Alright, so we did move just a little bit, so I gave us some time to fix that. Here we go. 3, 2, I'll start now. Alright. Looks like we did pretty well. Yep, I'll take it. So we're now in orbit around Kerbin. So I'm going to... No, I don't want to add a maneuver there. I'm going to go ahead and deploy our solar panels. And since we won't really be going back into the atmosphere, I'm going to go ahead and deploy these too. So now we'll be communicating with Kerbin the whole way back. Uh-oh, are those hitting our solar panels? I don't think so. Nope, they're not. Alright, so now we need to think about getting out of Kerbin orbit and getting into interplanetary trajectory. So we can see by the shadow of Kerbin, or the shadow in the light side, that the sun is in this direction, and Kerbin is going this way, or its velocity is that way around the sun. So we are going to want to drop a maneuver node right around here, so that, and burn prograde, so that our orbit will go out like that. Let's change that just a little bit. That's good. Yeah, we're going to need a whole bunch of delta V for this, and we will probably run out of fuel on the main engines when we do this, but so we may have to go around once and burn again with the nuclear engines, because the nuclear engines have really low acceleration, like I mentioned before. Actually, I may not have said that, but if I didn't say it, then let me say it now. The nuclear engines have really low acceleration. Alright, so that'll work. Let's get ourselves oriented. We just burned prograde, so we have to go this way, to the left. I don't know if we actually do, but I'm saying left. 76, 73, yeah. They looked like they were wobbling a little bit, so I wasn't sure if that was just because we were in an almost perfect circular orbit. Well, we weren't, so that's not a big problem now. Alright, here's our marker. Let's try and get right on the center. I think that's going to work. Just to conserve some fuel, I'm going to go ahead and do the old trick where when SAS starts moving you backwards, you just turn it off and float right back, then turn it on, because it'll keep burning the whole way back, and you'll wobble just a whole bunch. But yeah, so our solar panels, oh, they're not working because we're not being illuminated by the sun. 0.3. Are we going to start recovering some power? Maybe, maybe not. Oh well, I need to start time accelerating now so we can get around to our burn. Yeah, now we got our power back. Okay, 55 seconds, but we are, let's see how much we have. Not enough. I'm going to say that's not enough fuel to do this completely with the main engine. We're probably going to have to jettison the orange tank in the main engine and switch over to nuclear, so I'm going to say start the burn even earlier than the node tells us to. Oops, I was time accelerating in the wrong direction. But yeah, I'm going to start the burn at about, say, 1 minute before the node, and our marker's drifting a little bit. Yeah, there we go. I'm not really sure why the marker drifts. If someone could probably tell me, and then I'd feel like an idiot, but I'll just let them tell me. So we're wobbling a little bit. Let's just do the SAS thing. Yeah, this is going to take a little while. I hope you guys aren't impatient, but then again, you all play this game too, so how could you possibly be impatient? Okay, 1 minute 26 seconds before the node. I'm just going to go ahead and wait the 20 seconds so we can wobble around a little bit and get ourselves right on it. I think we're already SAS has already aligned us perfectly. So 10 seconds. I don't really need to time accelerate for that. Solar panels are, oh, we're losing power. Okay. Well, don't know why that is, but anyways, going to start now, and we're probably going to knock about half of this off and then have to switch over to nuclear. But this may actually work out because we may burn with nuclear a bit past the node too. So just to account for that, shift it a little bit. Almost out of fuel, about to jettison it. Now I know this is going to create space junk, but it's really not that much, so I'm not worried about it too much. Anyway, about to give out. There we go. Nuclear. And we're going to scale back to about there so it doesn't overheat and I don't lose myself. Those things, well, no, they're not really going to be a problem. Anyway, yeah, you can see the nuclear engine is going to take a really long time to get us somewhere. But, that's our orbit so far. I'm going to say we're going to burn about, well, let's see, we burned a minute before the node, so minute 30 seconds maybe after the node. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Just when it seems about right. Let's see. We're going to try and line up the shadow with our apoapsis. As long as there's like a line between them, then that means we're burning, or we are going to be on a trajectory that's just about even with Kerbin's. Because basically what we want to do eventually is to get ourselves on a trajectory that will be our orbit will be slightly larger than Kerbin's, because that will make it easier to go to Duna. And another thing I did earlier was I tried going to Eve, or sending the same satellite to Eve, but I burned this direction, and for some reason, whenever I went all the way out, it said I had an interplanetary trajectory, but once I escaped, it put me right back in a Kerbin orbit. So I went ahead and canceled the mission because I tried it twice, and I got the same thing happening, so I was like, whatever. Guess we can't really burn in that direction. But I had used up so much delta V by that time that I would have to, I guess, get myself going in this direction. I probably wouldn't have been able to do it. But okay, so what are we doing? 1 minute 13 seconds. Is our periapsis being affected too much? Not that much. But yeah, I'll go ahead and stop it when we get to 1 minute 30 seconds, then go around once and complete the burn. 27, 28, 29, and stop. Okay, that's pretty good. I think we're right where we should be. Yeah, that's about where we were last time, and we made it onto interplanetary trajectory. So let's go ahead and drop another maneuver node right there at our periapsis. And we're going to do the same thing. The only reason we're using 2 maneuver nodes is because it gets really messed up whenever you use the same one. Like the delta V will be all off just because you came around to it at a later time. It'll think you're somewhere else or something, and it'll get completely messed up, and just you may as well not even just have one. Huh, it's really finicky even though we're at 205 meters per second. Oh well. We really shouldn't have to do too much in terms of worrying about if it sort of floats away from us, since we are burning in the same location we did before. Let's just go ahead and zoom in. I'm going to try and go a little bit after the node, since we burned a whole bunch before the node earlier. So I'm going to start about... And this burn time right here isn't even accounting for that we're going to be burning at less than full throttle. This is assuming full throttle. So I'm going to say start burning 45 seconds before the node. It's not really that big of a deal, because I mean, as long as we're going in this general direction, then it's not going to matter. Okay, I have to make sure I don't miss my node here, because I almost did last time. 45 seconds before is what I'm aiming for. Alright, we'll slow down right there. Still smack in the middle of the node. I guess we can watch ourselves throttle up. But we want to aim for that third tick right there, because that will cause our engines not to overheat. 47. Man, we're going fast. Of course, that's because we're in a highly elliptical orbit, but I mean, just look at how quickly that continent is going by. It's much, much faster. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and zoom out and watch ourselves get into an escape trajectory. And every time I've done this, I've never really had the problem where, like I did when I was trying to go to Eve, when I burned in this direction. I've never had that problem falling back into Kerbin's orbit. Let's go ahead and zoom out and see what this purple orbit is going to be like. It should be just slightly ahead of Kerbin's. Yeah, you can see there's a small gap there. That's about what we want. Okay, so there's our escape marker, and there's our actual orbit. We're off just a little bit, so I'm going to set ourselves right there. $80 meters per second. Oh wow, this is going to work out pretty well. Oh, there's a moon encounter. And oh wait, we might have been able to use that. Oh well, we have plenty of fuel left. I mean, look at this. 0.54. I mean, this engine is just too efficient. It's almost OP. But please don't nerf it, though. I really like it. Alright, so our maneuver node is drifting just a little bit. Almost out. That's going super fast because inverse square law of gravity. Bam! Overlapping 0.5 meters per second. That's good. Now this time I have to remember to delete the maneuver node so that I'm not wondering why when I get out into orbit I have 130,000 meters per second of delta V showing up. Alright, so we are now on interplanetary trajectory, so we can go ahead and time accelerate and watch Kerbin go by. Oops. 50 times is good. Goodbye, Kerbin. Good thing we don't have any astronauts on here because they would not be coming back. Even with the nuclear engine and the 32 fuel tank, once we get into a stable orbit around Duna, I don't think we'll have enough delta V left to get back to Kerbin. Although, one time I did try sending a manned mission to Duna. It was in fact my first mission to Duna. I ran out of, well no, second mission to Duna, I take it back. First time I ran out of fuel, and I just sort of passed by it. But second time I actually got into its SOI and started decelerating, and I ran out of fuel I had 300 meters per second left of delta V and I ran out of fuel. But I RCS'd my way into a collision trajectory. Unfortunately though, I was going so fast and I underaccounted for the aero braking because the atmosphere was so low that when I actually fully deployed my parachutes, they ripped off of the spacecraft. So, and all the bottom stuff ripped off too. So I just had the command module flying, I had the parachute above it, I had the rest of the stuff below it. And yeah, it didn't turn out very well. Anyway though, we are going to, well, let's just go ahead and watch Kerbin as we time accelerate away. Where's moon? There's the moon. Let's go to 10,000. Whee! It's always kind of neat to watch the moon orbit Kerbin. So this is hours and this is days. So it looks like the moon orbits Kerbin in about, let's see, it's 1 hour 30 minutes, or 1 day 30 hours? No. I didn't really pay attention to that as well as I should have. Looks like it takes a little more than a day to orbit Kerbin, which just tells you how small Kerbin and the Moon are compared to Earth, and how low Moon's orbit is. Alright, so we should be getting on our trajectory pretty soon. Oh, are we already in orbit around the Sun? Oh, we are. Okay, so, ooh, this is going to take some time. Basically what we want to do is we want to be about 30 degrees behind Duna, because let's assume the whole circle's 360 degrees. We want to be about 30 degrees behind Duna when we start our burn, and we look like we're about 30 degrees ahead of Duna, so we're exactly where we don't want to be. So this is going to take some time to time accelerate around, so I'm just going to go ahead and stop the video right here, and hopefully we didn't have all those issues we had the first time while we were recording. But yeah, I'm going to stop the video right here, and I'll come back when I'm about 30 degrees behind Duna. So see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Alright, hello again, guys. Well, I haven't gotten all the way around to Duna just yet. We're still just about where we were at first. But what I've done is I've gone ahead and dropped a normal, I think, burn to get our descending node to 0.0. It was 0.1, so I want to get eventually in an equatorial orbit around Duna, so I'm just going to have it be 0.0 so we have a better chance of that. But yeah, let's go ahead and time accelerate up to the node. 19 hours. We can go a little faster, I think. Yeah, it's not super important that we hit it exactly right on the node, but I'm going to just go ahead and aim for that. 2 hours. And I went ahead and watched all of my footage I've taken so far, and my voice is trailing ahead of the video just a little bit, but it's nothing too bad, so I'm just going to go with it. It's maybe 1 second off, and I don't really think there's much else that I could do to account for that. But, let's see, 32, 31, almost went ahead too far. Alright, so 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, slow down. I know I don't really have to hit it straight on, but I just feel like it. Okay, 2, 1, let's go now. 0.3 in the other direction. Why don't we use, well no, I don't actually know the key for RCS in the backwards direction. But I just like to be exact, so let's go right over here, and we'll actually just use RCS to get these last 0.3 meters per second. Alright, there we go. So now it's time to time accelerate again and get ourselves about 30 degrees behind Duna like I said I would originally. Right now we are about 60 degrees ahead. So let's go ahead and do that now, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, I am back and slightly disturbed because I just went over to RWTF, but anyways, we're just about where we need to be. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop down a maneuver node right there. It's going to be close enough. And this is going to be a prograde burn, I believe. Yes, prograde. We'll figure out how close we can actually get now in just a second. Whoa, pretty close. Alright, we're going to have to go a bit over, as you can see, but yeah, oh, there it was. We had an encounter there. Close encounters of the Duna kind. There we go. 24,000. We can lower that a bit, I think. There, that's much better. See if we can even go even more. 630. I think we're going back out. Yeah, we did. Okay, well, still 9,000. That's pretty good. I'm going to leave it there, and you'll notice now that I don't have RCS on anymore, but I can still turn our spacecraft around just because we have a ridiculous amount of SAS power on this top one. Where's our... there it is. Yeah. We have a ridiculous amount of SAS power on this top one. And as you can see, the projected burn time is 5 minutes and 40 seconds, and that's not even accounting for the even longer burn time we're going to have to do just because of, let's orient ourselves like this. The longer time we're going to have to do because of the... oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, because we're not going to be at full power, we're going to be at this second tick right here. Just so we don't overheat our nuclear engine. So it's going to be a long time, so I'm just going to burn for a little bit, show you guys just the beginning, and then I'll cut the video while it's doing most of the burn, maybe browse Reddit, set a timer for 3 minutes or something, and then come back and show you guys the end result, and then I'll time accelerate until we're close to Duna, and then do another retrograde burn just to get ourselves down close to the planet, and that probably will also take a long time, so I'll cut the video again there and browse Reddit again. So anyways, let's time accelerate up until we get to the burn. We don't have to hit it right on the node. I'm going to go for about just 3 minutes before the node. Yeah. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Oh, that's right, we still have some time left. 3 minutes before. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, that should be good. Our orbit is slowly expanding. Let's see if we can even tell right now how far away we are. Okay, yeah, we had to zoom in a whole lot to see. But, anyways, we are going to get a very, very close encounter there. But, yeah, you guys don't want to see this, so I'm going to, oops, overheating just a little bit, so scale it back. There we go, now it's gone. Okay, so going to cut the video here, and then I'll start recording again when I'm done. See you soon. Alright, welcome back everyone. I'm almost done with the burn. Just 16 seconds, yeah, now 16 seconds left on it. I just came back from Reddit, read some pretty awesome stuff about someone finding their stolen bike on Craigslist and then just pedaling it back to their house. Pretty awesome. So now, almost there. Just gotta stay on the node. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and stop. 97. Let's see, what did we get for our encounter height? Periapsis 9680. Oh, we even got closer. Okay, that's pretty nice. I will definitely take that. Yeah, we did get the 9,300. Yep. Okay, so we are now on an encounter trajectory for Duna. So when we get there, we will begin a retrograde burn and get ourselves into orbit. So I'm going to time accelerate until then, and I shouldn't really have to cut the video because it's only going to be about 30-40 seconds here. I'm sure you guys can wait for that. That's weird. It looks purple and blue at the same time, our trajectory. I guess it's purple because, well, why is it purple? It's always blue. Whatever. Maybe it's purple because we're going around the sun? I don't know. Odd. Anyway, so we'll be entering there in 66 days. Looks like it's about 1 day per second, so a little over a minute. Hope you guys can wait for that. See, our descending node is 0.0 degrees, so we are doing pretty great. Hopefully we'll just be able to hop right into a circular, or pretty much, I'm an equatorial orbit, and we won't have to do a whole bunch of phase corrections like we did with Joule because that took forever. I'm sure I've already told you guys the story, so yeah. 31 days, 30 days. Huh, Moho's orbit, I just noticed Moho's orbit is really elliptical. It goes, yeah, it looks much further out here than over there. And it seems to be going slower when it goes around here too. Shouldn't watch Moho and then miss my... Oh, I almost did. Okay, well, let's go back to there maybe. Nah, that'd take too long. 4, 3, 2, 1... 19, 18, 17, 16, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... okay, we didn't miss it. 58 minutes or something. Let's see if we can actually see Duna. Let's see what angle will it be at. Okay, so if we look almost directly at the sun, we should be able to see a tiny little dot. Should be right about there. I don't see it. Maybe it's above or below just a little bit. Wait, is that it? Oh, there it is! There's Duna! Yeah, you can see a tiny little red dot right there. That's neat. Okay, well, let's time accelerate just a little bit so we get right on our encounter. 50 minutes. Yeah, I just like to do these things so we get right there. And then we'll see where our periapsis is. Looks like it's pretty close, so we'll do a retro burn right there to get ourselves pretty low. I guess Duna is about the same size as Lathe, so I'm going to want about 500 kilometers, I think. I'm going to go for 500 kilometers above Duna, and then we'll adjust it if I want to go lower or higher or something like that. Hopefully we'll be right on the equator. Okay, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 0... There we go. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Well, I don't really see Duna. Where is it? Where's that planet? Where'd it go? Come on. Oh well, we don't really need to see it to do this, but we're going to go in here. Oh, there it is! Okay, it was really tiny. But I could see it from earlier. Oh, whatever, it's just map mode. Okay, so, retro burn right here. It's curving around. Yes. 216, I'm gonna raise that a little bit. 330. 457. Looks like we're gonna be on a polar orbit. Oh well. We'll phase correct when we get there. 500, 988. Oh, well, I just messed it up. Probably shouldn't be so OCD about this. 509, 109. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys are just having to watch me get it closer and closer. Okay, I'll take that. So let's go ahead and find where we need to burn. Oops, it's up there. Right, well, let's get over there then. Okay. So our node is in 8 hours 33 minutes and our projected burn time is 8 minutes 38 seconds. And I really need to sneeze, but I'll wait to do that. So I'm going to burn a little bit before 4.5 minutes. No, 4 minutes 15 seconds. So I'm going to burn before that because we're not going to be going at full throttle. But I'll time accelerate over there. I don't know why I didn't do that sooner. Okay, so 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, I hate to miss the node. Let's see Duna, by the way. Where is it? It should be still right in the same... Oh, wow! Oh, wow. We are going to be on a polar orbit, definitely. Well, we'll fix that when we get there. Even at 0.0 degrees, though. I guess it's just really... Well, I mean, the size of the planet is so small compared to the orbit. There's Ike! I can see Ike, too. Okay, so I'm gonna go a little bit faster. We still not at our periapsis? Apparently not. Oh, whoa, look at that. Yeah, we're gonna go right into a polar orbit. But I guess it's closer than last time, I think. Yeah. Like... Alright, so... I need to stop fooling around and go ahead and get to the node. 30, 20, 10... Okay. Almost missed it again. So we need to get to about... I'm going to say 5 minutes is when I'm going to start burning. Then since it's going to be about a 10-minute burn, I'll go browse Reddit again. Okay. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And I'll just wait a minute or so just to make sure my engines won't overheat. 8 minutes 30. Oh, we actually might be able to wait a little bit. Yeah, let's wait until we're about 4 minutes 15 seconds. Okay, now go... Okay. Yeah, well, it turned out that it wouldn't have been that much of a change anyway, so... Just make sure our engines don't overheat here. I see it getting a little bit red, so if the overheat meter starts climbing, we'll turn it down a bit. That probably shouldn't overheat, though. But we have a nice little pretty picture there of Duna and Ike and Duna's South Pole. Still no overheat bar, so I'm going to go ahead and say that we are going to be safe. And so I'm going to stop the video here, and I'll come back when we are almost done with our burn in 7 minutes, so let me set my timer to that. Alright, see you in a bit. Hello again, guys. We have about 54 seconds left on our burn, and we are just about to get orbital capture here. Thought you guys might want to see it. There we go. So now we are going to go down to about 500,000 meters. Sound like a pilot. Wait a minute, something's happening. Is this supposed to... Oh, I think that is supposed to happen. Okay, well, we just passed high circular orbit. So that will go down now to about there. And I'll stop the engines when we get there. Huh, for some reason the engine noise seems to have stopped. But we're still thrusting, so... Alright, almost there, almost there. And stop. Yep. That, well, maybe we can just go a little bit more. Okay, that's close enough. So now we can delete this maneuver. And let's... well, let's zoom in first. And... there we go. Try and hit it smack on the periapsis. And let's... try and circularize. Actually, we should probably get our apoapsis up a little bit more. That'll do. Okay, so we just burned retro over there, and we're going to burn prograde over there, so... Wait a minute. What would that make our maneuver node then? That would be... Oh, whatever. I'm just going to turn until I find it. There it is. So it's right on the prograde marker, and we're going to be going prograde in that direction again. Huh? Wait a minute. That doesn't seem right. Oh well. We'll figure out. Anyway, though, we get to watch ourselves now go around Duna. So that'll be neat. There goes Ike. And we are going to go up like this. I'm gonna wait. Oh, we got a big bit of lag there. Yeah, I'm gonna go 1000 maybe, because that was a bit too much lag. Yeah, we'll be fine. Okay, so just gotta watch that time and make sure I don't pass it. But meanwhile, we get to get closer and closer to Duna, so it's gonna look pretty neat. Let's see, we have 768 left, so we should be just fine. Okay, so 1 hour, and let's slow down now. I didn't need to go all the way down to 1. But yeah, this is pretty. I just like to see myself going by. Wow, there are 3 huge mountains right there. Maybe that's like inspired by Olympus Mons on Mars. Now Mars actually has 2 moons, and they're both tiny. Ike is probably maybe it's not, because all the planets here are about 10 times smaller than they are in real life. But Mars has Deimos and Phobos, or actually it's Deimos and Phobos as its moons. And Duna only has 1, but other than that, it's sort of similar to Mars, because it's still the 4th planet in the orbit around Kerbal. Yeah, I think 50,000 is going to be a pretty nice orbit height. We'll get to see all of Duna, and we won't be up ridiculously close to it either. Yeah, Duna's... You can tell just how small Duna is right now, because we're only going 754, and we're on this ridiculous... Oh, well, yeah, we're on this ridiculously elliptical orbit. Remember the first time around Kerbin? Well, maybe that was in the first video or something, but we were also on a ridiculously elliptical orbit like this one. We were going 3,000 meters per second. Now we're only going 756. So yeah, it just shows you just how small Duna is compared to Kerbin. But, oh well. But yeah, you can see we're in a pretty elliptical orbit, or I mean polar orbit, just about. So we are going to have to do some phase corrections when we get up here. But I'm going to start the burn pretty soon. Just a little bit closer to... Ooh, we almost missed it. Okay, so I'm going to start at about 35 seconds. 39, 38, 37, 36, 35. Remember, I can't burn at full power. Yeah, looked like we were just about perfect on that one. You can slowly see Duna revolving around under us. I think you can even see the atmosphere a little bit right there. A little bit of atmospheric optic effects. Something like that. Yeah, this is pretty. Where's Ike? It should be behind us, right? Sort of. Yeah, there it is. Ike's kind of neat, too. I should put a satellite in orbit around Ike, too. Maybe we'll do that some other day, though. But right now, we just want to get ourselves into a roughly circular orbit. About 500,000 by 500,000. And then we will burn normal or anti-normal. And I'll show you the process for doing that in just a minute here. Yeah, we are still right on the node, or right on the marker. Though that probably won't be the case in just a minute. Okay, and 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 501. Alright, that is great. And we are going 499, 350. Oh, we can do that. Okay, so it is now time. I guess Ike is in a slightly elliptical, but I guess Ike is pretty much equatorial, so we are going to set Ike as our target and then use the descending and ascending nodes for that, even though we're not actually going to Ike, just so that we can get ourselves in an equatorial orbit around Duna. So let's add a maneuver there, and do we want to go pro, or do we want to go normal or anti? We want to go normal. So because the normal / anti-normal burns don't account for the change in plane, they will cause you to burn slightly pro or retrograde, so you have to do normal or anti-normal burns by hand. So I'm just using this to get myself oriented, to know which way I have to go. I'm not actually going to follow the burn at all, really, but basically what we're going to do is, that's the 45 mark? I don't know, but basically we are going to burn there and then keep adjusting as we go, and we're going to watch our periapsis, as that will go up or down based on whether we're burning pro or retrograde, but we're going to try and keep our periapsis almost steady. But anyways, we have some time before we burn, so let's time warp a bit. 20, 19, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So let's now... Ooh, that's nice. But I'm going to keep this right over the periapsis. It's jiggling a little bit. I don't know why. Probably floating point errors in the game. But okay, that's the 90-degree mark, so we're gonna want to burn towards here. So we'll end up at the 0-degree mark. But anyways, let's start burning now. Periapsis is going up, so I think we want to start going that way. 40, 50, 60, 70. Oops, wrong way. It's going up again. Alright. This isn't going to take much at all. Alright, we're a little bit too much, so let's wait for that to come back. Yeah. Okay. Now we can turn down a little bit more. But basically we're going to try and, when that comes back to up here, I'm going to shift down a little bit more. It's kind of complicated, but yeah. Are we still sinking? No, we're going up a little now. Whoa, 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 whoa. We need to move down quite a bit. Well, that wasn't very good. Hold on. Are we burning still? Yeah. What's happening to our apoapsis? Okay, we need to take that down a bit. So, 560... Yeah, I was watching the periapsis. Stupid me. Okay, so... 55, 54, 53, 52... Gonna end up using a bit more fuel than I would have liked, but... Okay, let's do this so we won't get confused again. 499, 794, and holding steady. Yeah, you can sort of see this shifting a little bit. 76.7 degrees. Is that right? I don't think that's right. Maybe we need to delete our yeah, we need to delete that. That's more like it. Okay. 519. Oh, it's rising. We can shift ourselves down a little more. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't pay attention, is you get off a little. Okay, we need to lower that also, so I'm gonna burn a little bit ahead too, just so we're burning slightly retro while we're burning normal, I think. Alright, wow, this is happening much faster than it was on Joule. Whoa, 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 that's a little bit too much. Okay. We need to go back up a little bit. .501. Okay, so 502. Yeah, I'm trying to keep this just about level. That's going a bit much, so still going up. 506, 507, 508. So we want to get it to go down just a little bit. Wait, how are we doing as... Okay, we probably need to wait until we get around to the ascending node now. Actually, you know, we could just wait until we get back around to the descending node. But anyways, let's see. We are in a roughly circular orbit around Duna, so let's watch as we go by. Yeah, this is nice. Okay, we can't go that fast, otherwise we might miss it. In fact, we may have just... Oh no, we're at the ascending node. But yeah, look at that. That's pretty nice. Anyway, let's come back around here. And we don't really need to set down a maneuver. We can just watch as we get closer to the descending node and then just burn when we get there. Okay, that'll do. Let's burn. That's going too much, so let's try and lower it if we can. Oh, this is going quickly. Okay, there we go. It's lowering a little bit. That's going up, so let's have it go down a bit. 5008, 5007, 5006. Okay, that's too much. 5004. Okay, so we can do this a little bit. Okay, there we go. It's going back up a bit. Going up. Almost there. Yeah, right when we hit the north marker, we should be good to go. 1.5, 1.4. 0.1. 0.0. There we go. Alright, we are now in equatorial orbit around Duna. 502. I'll see if I can bring it down to about 500 by 500, just because I'd like to. Even though this would be perfectly acceptable. Man, look at how jittery that is. Okay, add a maneuver. Whoops, that's too far. 499.088. 555. That's good. Only 0.5 meters per second. Alright, you know what I'm going to do? When I get there, I'm going to detach this stage because we really don't need it anymore. All we need now is just the upper stage. So let's go ahead and get ourselves mainly on the node. And then right when we hit the node, I'm going to detach, and that should give us probably more of a boost than we need. There's Duna. But yeah, this is nice. We are pretty much there. So this has been a really successful mission. Even though we're not finished yet, we still need to detach this and then get to 500 by 500, but once we're there, we'll pretty much be done. So 3 minutes, 2, 1, 0. We can go a little bit more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Detach! Alright, let's see where we are now. 481! Wow. That gave us way more than we needed. Let's try and burn a little bit with our ion engine. Okay, we went way too fast there. Once again, doing this SAS thing just to get ourselves lined up. Whoa, we have a lot of control now. Maybe even too much. Okay, so burning just a little bit to get that out to 500. Can go a little faster. 4, 5, 6, 7, 97 by 490. Oh, both of them are 490. Well, let's get one of them out to 500. There we go. Alright, we can delete that node. And then just wait until we get to the apoapsis. We don't even need a node for this one. Let's just turn ourselves around. Wow, that is jittery. Alright, well, it's going to be prograde when we get there, so I'm just going to orient ourselves right like this. Let's see, we are still at 0.0. I guess we don't need to set Ike as our target anymore since we're already in equatorial orbit. But let's get around here. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we still have a little bit more to go. Okay, so we can go ahead and start burning now. 49. Okay, 500, 205, 500, 243. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Circular equatorial orbit around Duna. That's not going to be a problem. Circular orbit, equatorial orbit around Duna, 500 kilometers. I'm liking this altitude. And let's see, how are our solar panels doing? I think we're more or less pointed towards the sun. Why don't we go around? Let's do this. Which side of Duna is facing directly towards the... Let's set Duna as our target. Or focus on Duna. Okay, so when we get there... Whoa. Okay, that was a bit too fast. What I'm going to do is, when it gets right over the path of the sun, I'm going to set it right there. Going to set it to turn straight towards the planet, so that way when we come back around, we will be facing the sun directly. Alright, so let's wait for ourselves to stop adjusting. I think we're good now. Oh, that is a cool shot. Look at all the... I'm actually not sure if those are artifacts or if they're actually supposed to be there, but that's pretty neat. Alright, let's go around to the sunny side. Now, you can see our solar panels are directly oriented towards the sun. Although as we go around, as Duna goes around the sun, that may no longer be the case after a while, but still I think we should be okay. But yeah, you can see we're smack on the sun. So now let's just go around Duna a few times and enjoy the view that we got as we sent this satellite here. Oh! I almost forgot, we put all the science equipment on. Yeah, I bet some of you guys were thinking, is he going to remember the science stuff? I did. Okay, so let's see, we got here gravioli, 45 meters per second squared. Okay. Well, our orbit tells us we will not be falling out of the sky today, so that's good. Temperature, toggle. Negative 55. Whoa. Is it supposed to be doing that? Because we're not even changing our altitude really that much. Maybe it just wasn't calibrated or anything, and it just needs to get calibrated. Accelerometer, let's see what we got. 0 Gs. That's probably because we are in a circular orbit, so it's not feeling anything. Oh, that's probably because we're not thrusting. That's why. Well, we've passed the time where that would have been useful. But at least we can eat gravioli and in a minute here figure out our temperature. I believe this is on the Celsius scale because we are in meters per second and a whole bunch of other metric stuff, so I assume it would be on Celsius scale. But yeah, this is nice. We've got our satellite in orbit around Duna, equatorial orbit. We are sending our data back now from the gravioli and the thermometer, and we've got our little space junk back there, but that's not going to be a big deal, hopefully. Yeah, so now let's go ahead and orbit Duna a few times like I said we would. Just get our satellite, or zoom out so it won't be taking up most of the screen. Yeah, this looks nice. Of course, it didn't feel as good as when I finally got it around Lathe after 2 hours, but, you know, still a nice thing to be here around Duna. Pretty neat. Wow, look at that. Look how steady that is. Just barely doing anything. Yeah, this is cool. Guess I can go ahead and turn SAS off, even though I don't really think that does anything. It would matter now. Let's go ahead and find where Kerbin is to see if we're actually going to be transmitting stuff back to... Oh, there it is. Well, since we're facing the sun and Kerbin is almost near the sun, I guess we're not really sending stuff back, but whatever. It's getting closer? Huh. Well, its orbit isn't going to intersect ours, I don't think. Let's see what do we have? I don't think it's going to hit us. Anyways, I'm not going to worry about that. Mission accomplished, I'm going to say, because we got it. Wow, look at that. 500. I can't even read it. It's so jittery. 500,300 meters. 5,100, 300. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is balls off the walls. This is crazy. Okay, but I'm going to call this a mission success, because we got it into an equatorial orbit, and it's very steady. I think we're barely scraping the atmosphere right now, even though it's at 0. There's still a tiny bit of atmosphere out here. I mean, that's the problem with pretty much any space probe in orbit around a planet at about this altitude. There's still some atmosphere, so your orbit's going to degrade very slowly. But our objective was to put a satellite... I mean, at first, at the beginning of this video, I just said we wanted to put one in orbit around Duna, so I could have even stopped when I had that huge elliptical polar orbit, but I didn't want to do that. But yes, mission success, very, very good. So now we get to enjoy the view. And I can go a little faster. Ike is really close, I just realized. I mean, on Kerbin, I don't even think the moon looked that big. I think it was maybe as big as Kerbal is now, or even smaller. No, because there are eclipses, so it has to have been at least as big as Kerbal. But yeah, Ike is huge. We may even get an Ike eclipse! Oh, that would be cool if we did. Wait a minute. Our trajectory isn't going to overlap Ike's, is it? Let me just make sure of that. Nope, we're fine. Okay, so Ike eclipse, 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 eclipse. Oh! We have an eclipse of the sun by Ike. Of course, since it's so close, that's nothing really remarkable, but still, that is cool. Alright, that was well worth our time. 504.25. Yeah, you can see it's going down a bit from what we had originally. Or it's not, maybe? Maybe it's just floating point errors and stuff, but oh, that is such a good shot. Okay, but anyways, I think I'm probably boring you guys now because I've done pretty much everything. So, I'm going to call that a day. Mission success. Thanks for watching. I guess you guys should tell me where I should go next. So, please comment on Reddit. I really probably won't see YouTube comments, but if you want to, go ahead and give the video a like, or give this an upvote if you thought I did a good job, or downvote if you don't think I did a good job. But anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later, and peace out.